Present. I will explain the present, then you can do it by yourself, the past and the future. It's pretty easy, all right? So present tense, when I take present tense, because most of the time when we convocate or dialogues between two individuals or among the group, we use the simple present format because we are speaking right now in a meeting or in a group or individual discussion. It's going to be in the present format, all right? But obviously, we'll be using the past tense, what had happened in the last week, last month, or what's our future plan, everything we will do. But most cases, we use the present format. So in present tense, we have 4: simple present, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous, all right? Simple present, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous. The same way for the past: simple past, past continuous, past perfect, past perfect continuous. And same way, you know well, future, simple future, future continuous, future perfect, and future perfect continuous. And please make sure the V3 form, the past participle, is used only for the perfect tense, right? Not for the simple and not for the continuous. You have to use it only in the perfect tense, means present perfect, past perfect, and future perfect. Only in this perfect tense you have to use the participle form. For example, I do. It's simple. I will give more examples. I will explain with all the 12 tenses. But right now I'm just giving a brief example, all right? I do. It's simple present tense. I did. Simple past tense. I will do. Future, all right? Okay. So here when you focus clearly, do, did, and will do or in the present and the past form. So where am I going to use the participle form is I have done. It's present perfect, all right? Present perfect. I have done. Na mudichita. I have done. So done, do, did, and done is the V3 form, and where I am using the V3 form only in the perfect tense, present perfect. I have done. I've done with it, all right? So please do remember the V3 form is used in perfect tense, all right? All the 3 cases, in past perfect, present perfect, and future perfect. Another important thing is always in the continuous form, means the continuous means the ing form. Run, running, walk, walking, read, reading, call, calling. So all the words which ends with ing, it is the continuous form. So always we will use the continuous form with the first verb, means the present form. Clear? Do, doing. I will give an example. So do, past tense is did and done. So when I have to use in the continuous form, I cannot use like didding or dunning. I have to use doing. Clear? Same way, eat, ate, eaten. So present, past, participle form. When I have to use the continuous form, I have to put only in the V1. So doing, eating, walk, walking, sleep, sleeping. I cannot put in the past tense. Slept, slepting, no. Eaten, eatening, wrong. Done, dunning, wrong. I have to use the continuous form only in the V1. Doing, eating, walking, sleeping, running, chatting. Fine? Playing. So play, it's a V1, present. Playing. Past tense is played. I cannot do anything with the past tense. Played, I cannot do ing form in V2 or V3. So I can do the ing form only in the V1. So please have that in mind. Hope it's clear for you people. So now I can give you more examples with all the 12 tenses. We will take simple statements or simple sentence like 4 to 5 letter words. So how we use it with all the 12 tenses, all right? So you will get a clear picture, fine? And you don't have to stop only with that. You have to use more verbs and more scenarios like playing, walking, the normally used words in daily life, normal conversation, when you are speaking with your friends and colleagues through live, direct, or through the phone calls. So use those words and try to make sentences. So by your own, so that you get more practice and you'll be performing more good. All right, people. So in the previous session, we had seen the tenses, the past, present, and the future, and the 4 aspects like simple, continuous, perfect, and the perfect continuous. All right. So altogether there are 12 tenses. Like when you take simple, simple present, present continuous, present perfect, present perfect continuous, 4, and past tense, simple past, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous, 4 plus 4, 8, and future, simple future, future continuous, future perfect, and future perfect continuous. So altogether we have 12 tenses, all right? I'll give some simple examples which is more easier for you to understand, Then we can focus on more examples, and we'll put different words or daily used words, convocating words, and we'll frame, and we will do exercises with these 12 tenses, all right? Fine. So present, you can focus on the board because I have made with all the 12 tenses, which will be more easier for you to understand. So present, simple, continuous, perfect, perfect, continuous. We have a certain formulae, a pattern which is easier for you to understand and to frame the sentences, all right? Fine. So simple, it's present, simple present tense is just V1. The verb is V1, and V2 for past tense, and future it will plus V1. Fine. So there are B form of the verbs which is called am, is, was, are, and were, which is not sometimes used as the main verb, and sometimes it is used as the supporting or the auxiliary verbs. I will be doing. So here the main verb is do. For example, do, did, done is the main verb. I will do, I will have done. So here will acts as the auxiliary verb. I will do. All right. So do is the root verb. Fine. So am, is, was, are, were, or the be form of the verbs. We used to tell been or be form of the verbs. So how am I going to use while framing a sentence? For example, we go with the simple. So simple present tense. For example, simple present tense, just V1. I is the subject. Always while framing a sentence, before that I need to discuss few things. So why should I know these 12 tenses? So what is the importance of remembering or identifying these 12 tenses? So it is more than enough if I know to speak well without any mistakes. That is more than enough. But still, there are a few reasons you have to understand clearly with these 12 tenses, because I'll explain you why that is important. When you focus on these examples, you get to know. Always in regional language, in Tamil, take any examples. For example, Perchol, Avan, Perchol, Pandai Udaithan. So, Udaithan Vinaichol means purely verb, right? You can jumble any way I write the example and I will delete it, okay? So, avan pandai udaitan. So, subject is avan or any name, Tony or Messi, the football player you know, Lionel Messi, yeah. So, avan pandai udaitan. Here, udaitan is the verb. He hits the ball, right? So, in case of the regional language, you can jumble it anyway. Avan pandai udaitan, you get the same meaning. Pandai avan udaitan, still same meaning. Udaitan pandai avan, still same meaning. Udaitan avan pandai. Whatever way you put jumble, the meaning will never change, and there is you will make no mistakes, all right? But in case of English, if you just mismatch, if you put the verb first and then comes the noun, it's completely, the sentence is wrong. It will be a great blunder. So please don't do that, and that's the reason we have a pattern. So always the noun comes first, the subject, then the verb, and then the object or the predicate. All right. A subject means a noun, and then the verb, and then the continuous form. Right. So subject, the verb. You can, he lives. He is the subject, lives verb in Chennai. Again an object, it's a noun. Chennai is a noun. Or simply, he lives. He lives happily. There is no object, but he lives happily. How he lives? Happily, adverb. So I close the sentence without an object. I can do in either way, all right? He lives in Chennai, or he lives happily, or he lives happily forever, right? So, but how I start? He, she, they lived together. They lived together. I cannot jumble lived they together. It's absolutely wrong. Hope you understand, right? So that is the great difference between the regional language and in English, because you get to follow certain pattern, and you can use your own set of verbs, phrases, but still it has to be in this pattern, all right? So that's the reason I gave this example. In regional language, you can take any examples like avan valai eduthan, means the sword, you know, avan valai eduthan. Eduthan avan valai, okay? Or again you put like avan valai eduthan, eduthan avan valai, eduthan valai avan. However you jumble, or you put the 1, 2, 3, or 3, 2, 1, or 2, 3, 1, whatever format you put, the meaning will never change, and it's not a very big mistake. But in case of English, you got to be more precise. So this is the way, or this is the format you have to use it: subject, verb, and then the object, or without object. That's different. But subject and then the verb, not the verb first. Sometimes we'll use in a different format. Arrives, here arrives the train, or here comes the rain. But there should be a specific format for that, all right? Fine. If you are clear with this, it means you're doing good. Okay. Shall we focus on some examples, simple sentence, because why I'm making simple sentences, it would be more easier for you to understand, or for me to explain, all right? And also I have a very small space here to write. If it is a big sentences, it takes a longer time. All right. Simple thing, I is a subject, work, present tense. See, V1, it's present. I work. Then comes present continuous. Continuous itself, you know well, it should be in the ing form. So, I am working. I am working. Perfect. I told you on the previous video, like for perfect tense, you have to use the V3 form or the participle form, all right? So, what is the past or participle form for work? I worked. I worked, all right? Worked. So, I have worked. Has, have plus V3. So, I have worked. For Pronouns you can split for I, you, we, they. We'll use I have. He, she, it for the third person. He, she, it. We'll use has. He has worked. She has. So for I, you, we, they, we have to use have. All right? Plus the V3 form. So I have worked. She has worked. He has worked. Fine? And they can be any object. I work in Chennai, or I work in Wipro, I work in US. Fine. Continuous tense, so it also should be the ing form, all right, and its present continuous form. So the pattern for present continuous is has or have been. We use this word been plus V1 plus ing means the verb 1 plus ing form. I have been working. See, I have been V. What is V? The verb is work. ing. The continuous form of work is working. I have explained in the previous video work, working, call, calling, sleep, sleeping, play, playing. So for the verb play, ing form is playing. Call, calling, work, working. So verb ing form is working. I have been working. Clear? Pretty simple. Now, when you know the present well, it's pretty easy to do it for the past. I am working in the past becomes for am becomes I was, I work, I worked. You know ed. When I put ed, it becomes the past because it's a regular verb. I work. He worked. She worked. Okay, worked. And continuous form. In present, how I put I am working. So for am, the past tense is was. I am working means right now I am working. I was working. I was working in Wipro. I was working in some engineering company. I was working in the technical industry. I was working in UK. So I was, he was, she was, all right? And perfect, again for perfect tense I said it has to be in the V3 form, the participle form. So I had worked, see, had worked, because it's a past tense I'm using had, and V3 form is worked. I had worked. If you see here, I have worked. Past tense for have is, because we are focusing on past. So for have, the past tense is had, and worked the same, we are using the V3 form. And continuous, we cannot use the continuous for in the V3 form. It has to be done with only the verb 1 form. I said in the previous video more clearly. If for the people who doesn't gone through the previous video, please go through it so that it would be more clear for you. And when you do with this example or exercising with this, all right? Fine. So when you focus on the past, the simple past is I worked, and continuous I was working, perfect tense I had worked, and perfect continuous, past perfect continuous I had been working. So while speaking, we will not pronounce this as been, I had been. See, I had been. I had been working. I had been working for past 3 years, means I worked there for 3 years, but right now I quit. I don't do it anymore. So I had been working. So if I tell I have been working in this company for 10 years means I started working before 10 years and even right now I'm continuing. So I have been working. It's the difference between have been and had been. But these are grammar words. You don't have to, emphasize I had been, I have been. So see, I'm very strong or I'm good in grammar. But while speaking, it's not applicable, right? So have been working, I had been working. So we give more stress to working and noun I. I had been working, she had been working, he has been working, all right? So this have been and has been is not emphasized, is not stressed more, or not we don't give more, raise the tone in those grammar words. But that is also very important, all right? Fine. In future, you know well, we use the word will or shall. I will work, all right? I will work. I will work. I shall work. So, see, I will work. Simple future. So, future continuous, ing form will come. I will be working. I will be working by next month. And perfect tense again, for perfect tense alone, see if you focus, V3 form we will use only for the perfect tense. Either might be present perfect, past perfect, or the future perfect. We have to use the V3 form. All right. So work, V3 form is worked. All right, worked. Fine. So I will have worked. I will have worked. And again, for continuous, you have to use ing form. That's it. I will have been working. So, will have been and the verb ing form. I will have been working. That's it. So, I will work, I will be working, I will have worked, I will have been working. So, for future continuous alone, we use this word will have been. All right? I will have been, he will have been, she will have been, or they will have been, it will have been. All right? So, this is the pattern, and we'll do with some other examples so that you get to know how to frame a sentence in all these 12 tenses. All right? So, please stay. All right.